So who's part of the group so you can share it in the group after?
What? Just filming there.
I feel like I might need to take my jacket off for this.
It's a black geezer, massive backpack.
It's our very own Bruce Forsyth.
Alex, come on. Aaron, come on. Boys, take it.
He means business.
Hold on. Hold on, boy. We can't talk. We can't afford.
Does this boat move?
We've had to connect onto the mains.
Hold on. We got about to the winning side.
You know he's missed.
Callum, go on.
He's going to go. That's the back of the boat.
Carlos.
Have you got a stammer? I said to him, I got
Callum.
Are we all sitting comfortably? Or standing comfortably? Right, I am the stripper. Right, lads, we are gathered here today as one of our good friends is on the verge of tying the knot. Unfortunately, many of us won't be there on his big day, so I felt that it was only right that he got a proper speech and perhaps a bit of terrorisation from the very people he has grown up with.
Where Carlos?
The early years. Carl Sidney Edwards was born on the 23rd September 1984. And what a little charmer he was. That's him, by the way. For the avoidance of any doubts.
Carl, is that Bruno? Nah, Tara.
So, he went to Damson Wood Infant School, Coppice Junior School, and then on to Lode Heath Secondary School, where he met the likes of many lads we see here with us today. In particular, he met his best bud, Paul Hamilton. Shots fired, shots fired.
You had a full turkey that day, boy. Where was that?
Fat
As you will all know, I didn't go to Lode Heath. Instead, I went to St. Peter's. And it was through my friendship with a certain Jamie Boyce that Carl and I became acquainted. Jamie had joined Carl's football team. Carl loved football. And so too did Jamie.
Your sister looks wealthy.
They had made friends, and before long, I would be introduced. I would often stay around Jamie's house at the weekend, and we'd meet up with the Millpool lads and roam the streets of Damson, talking about how good St. Stephen's Hall and Hush had been the week before. However, soon enough, Jamie was no longer on the scene. My Solihull Catholic school friend had turned into an Afro-Caribbean roadman. Much to my surprise.
Bullshit, I know what you mean, I know what you mean.
And he'd made a new bunch of friends. Anyway, this paved the way for Carl and I to forge what became a great friendship. Our street walking soon turned into bar crawling as we began to frequent some of Solihull's top quality drinking establishments, such as the likes of Barco. We were new on the scene, naive, eager, and head to toe in River Island, but we were loving it.
Fuck it, apologies.
Yo, DJ, spin that track and turn it up. Yeah, you can cut it now. £1 drinks on a Thursday, Rosie's Little Room on a Friday, Barco on a Saturday, Mason's on a Sunday. Sorry. All on a weekly wage and not much more than £100. We went from being turned away by Charles the Bouncer to being firmed by Charles the Bouncer on a very, very regular basis. All in the space of a few weeks, so clearly we had made it. School discos, weekly brawls, Honey I Shrunk the Black Guy, Tungi, Bishop, and of course, Sean and Paul. DJ! Sean
Paul, so we go so then. But I don't really care what he.
So, but before long, we'd outgrown Solihull, and Bayside House was calling us. We're off uptown to start a new chapter in our lives. Now, if anyone told you that drugs are bad, okay, well they're lying because basically we had a fucking sick time. DJ! That's
The most sensible
Anyway, so Moon Lounge Radius, and doing pills with Ed, Birmingham Derby and Kazza Shed, Sticking Poppers because we can't afford cocaine, Joe Hunt and Danny Wynn playing Warpers in Fontaine, Baseline Heaven and All Nighters in Subway, Blakey, Straight Back and fucking Anthony Bill.
Raving. Raving. So it's Ford Escort.
Brandon Turley on the gun. And who remembers Liam Byrne? Come on, get your phone out, sir. Big lads, little lads. Carl looks like Carl Froch. But let's not forget our mate we called Crazy Frog.
Mickey's bigger than that.
And and of course, who could forget all the Landons? We were taking these like they were going out of fashion, which led Carl's parents to become somewhat concerned, especially when a neighbour informed him that one of his mates was fishing in the garden pond on the early hours of a Sunday morning while they were away on holiday. But to be fair, who can forgive Andy and Fran for their concerns? I think I'd be worried if my son A had swapped his brand new t-shirt for a tramp's coat on a night out, or B had woken up after a night out on the in a bush on Island by the Blues ground.
I can understand why you're not saying this in Mexico.
But the 2 to 3 day weekend sessions simply weren't enough for Carl. After a week in Malia with the lads, he decided that he needed to experience it properly, and he headed back the following year to drink Meafos and Black all day, every day, for the best part of 5 months, 2 years on the trot. But after 2 seasons out there, Carl was ready to explore further afield, and so was I. We were off travelling. We assembled a little squad: me, Carl, Jim, John, Lewis, Chris and Steve.
John Lewis.
With a few to travel the world with a few beers on the way. I recall one of our first days away. I recall one of our first days away. Lewis rolls over to discover Carl spooning him in his single bed. Carl, why the fuck are you in bed with me? And why the fuck are you naked? I've pissed the bed, Carl mumbled. Ah, Lewis shouts, I lent you some boxers last night. On another occasion, whilst on a bender drinking copious amounts of boxed wine, Carl crashes out early and starts to take a nap on his top bunk and ends up pissing through the mattress onto the bed below, much to Steve's surprise, which as it turned out was a welcome change from being pissed on by John.
Where is
Denby!
That's why where is
Denby!
Who? So anyway, so Lonely Planet in one hand, Compass in the other, we're ready to explore new horizons, starting with Thailand. But it seems that the lads want to do more than just take in the culture and see the sights. They discovered this book called The Game. Now, for those that aren't familiar with Neil Strauss's works, this is a book about how to pull women. It's about getting their attention, and once you've got their attention, it's about saying the right things to get them interested, but making them feel special yet ordinary at the same time. Now, used in the right way, this can be a very, very powerful tool. Now, most of the lads weren't pretty good at playing the game. Others simply didn't need it. Hey, John like us, unfortunately.
Well, we was in Thailand.
Yeah. Carl, however, bless him, hadn't quite grasped the concept of a one-night stand. He had set his sights on a girl named Charlotte. Who's seen,
Has she still got your hoodie?
who's seen keen as mustard.
She's still got your hoodie?
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Carl targeted her, pitching a quick bang and knocked on his bedpost. However, a lesson was to be learned here. Almost always be wary of a lone traveller. This girl ended up fucking tagging along with us for a whole fucking week, man. And Carl still get to seal the deal. No, I wouldn't mind, but fuck me, she's a fucking nose. A whole week, still no success, and to be quite honest, it simply wasn't worth it. But Carl had invested so much time in her, he was just determined to see it through. He was tensing up and everything. Anyway, we hit a club, we hit a club drink, and the club closes early. Where's everyone going? They're going bowling, of course. Sexually frustrated by this point, Carl goes for broke. He's not getting a bowling lane with us. Oh, no. Him and Charlotte are getting a bowling lane across the other side of the fucking complex. In between shots, these fuckers are kissing and cuddling. Ooh, great shot, honey. The game lasted hours. Thankfully for him, he finally did the deed, and she was sent packing. But not before she had a chance to see his new tracksuit top. I mean, Carl has never really struggled with the ladies, but he is far from smooth. I recall a time we were in Newquay for